there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing tips for Friday, the 24th of November. Well, let me get straight into this. Well, it's been a while since I've given some tips out. I've been working a few extra hours at work and not really had time to book, but it's been poor racing anyway. So I've upped the stakes slightly. It's a Friday bet. So it's a 10 pence each way lucky 63 and 50 pence each way singles. The vast majority of these are quite tasty prices. Some of them are single figures. So let me get straight into it. I'm not going to talk you through the horses. I'm going to give you the horses, then you decide if you want to place them like you normally do in your bets. Follow me in or just ignore them. So the first selection is Titanium Bullet at 25 to 1 in the 115 at Catterick, paying 5 places instead of 3. This is the first time over fences for this horse, but I do believe it's bred for it. It's trained by, I think her name's Joe Foster. It came from Warren Gretrix, who oddly won this race last year. No real reason why this horse should be more fancied because the previous trainer won this race last year. But if it takes to fencing, I think it's got a good chance. And I'm a big fan of Harry Bannister, who rides this horse. The second selection is Fidelio Vallis at 5 to 1 in the 2 o'clock at Ascot, paying 4 places instead of 3. I like this one on form, but I also like the angle because I was a big Oliver Sherwood fan after interviewing him years ago when actually Warren Gretrix was his head lad at the time. So I interviewed both of them, and both of them really decent chaps. I've always been a fan of Oliver Sherwood's horses, so I do believe the intention was for Oliver Sherwood to kind of retire, but to come back as Harry Durham's assistant trainer. I do believe that is still the case, but I like this horse on form. It's ran recently, and I do think it'll come on for the run. It's quite relatively lightly raced of late, and I think it could be hard to peg back. The third selection is Rare Clouds at 9 to 1 in the 215 at Chepstow, paying 4 places instead of 3. The next selection is Emir Sakri at 7 to 1 in the 10 past 3 at Ascot, paying 4 places instead of 3. This is trained by Nicky Henderson, and this horse recently ran at Chepstow in soft ground, was quite keen, but made the running for a very long way, only fading late on. Chepstow's a very stiff track. It's very tough on soft ground, and it's certainly difficult to get home when you've been pulling quite hard for part of the race. So I think it could be quite difficult to peg back this horse if it gets an easy lead. The next selection is Elodio. Oh, I've said that wrong, probably. At 10 to 1 in the 345 at Ascot, paying 4 places instead of 3. And finally, Mark's Choice at 12 to 1 in the 415 at Southwell, paying 4 places instead of 3. This horse has ran twice on your weather. Its first run was quite a while back, and it led, and it was eased, but it still ran an okay race in a better grade. It recently ran, I can't remember what course it ran at. I think it was Newcastle. It ran an okay race, nothing more than that. But for me, it does handle the all weather, and I'm wondering. I don't know if there's been a fallout, but I had noticed that Gemma Tutty has got some horses from other trainers recently. I think it's 2 from Adrian Paul Keatley, and this was one of them. Don't quite know why. I don't know if it's been a falling out or something, or if they've literally moved the horses purely for an all-weather campaign with Gemma Tutty. I don't know, but it's an interesting horse. Some tasty prices. Now, if you want to leave me any comments below, that's absolutely great. Any fancies that you fancy, or tell me that I'm wrong with some of my fancies, that's fine. So the very best of luck. Looking forward to Saturday. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.